And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when it's
try
time,
this with you.
when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? It's Thursday, man. It's Thursday night. Thank you, baby Jesus. I don't know why I just turned it. This is how we do it, but it did. Thank you, baby Jesus. It's Thursday night. We got one more day until what? The weekend, baby. But I hope you guys are all having a wonderful one. I know some of you guys are starting to file in slowly, very, very slowly, but it's okay because it's Thursday and y'all are tired and you're trying to figure out, like, do I stick around? Do I watch this show or no? I totally understand. You don't want to watch me. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not really that interested to watch anyway. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I just talk about what's the deal and try to do my best Jerry Seinfeld. I don't know why I do Jerry Seinfeld. I don't. Don't even ask why. Don't. But I digress. It's Thursday night. We got a few things to talk about. Hopefully, I will have my brother DC on here very, very soon. He's got a crazy and amazing story to talk about. His life and just him transcending and going against all odds and becoming Missouri's Teacher of the Year. He went from being a gang member at the age of 10 years old to now being Missouri's Teacher of the Year. It's a huge, huge accolade. He has such a story, and I cannot wait to share this story with you, and hopefully he'll be on today in the show here very shortly. But before we go into that and talk about all the great stuff that he is going to be talking to us about, by the way, I'm trying to do, if you don't see what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to bring and instill some positive things throughout the show as we get closer to the end of the year. Why? Because I want us to start going into the new year with a smile on our faces. You feel me? I want us to be happy. A lot of the stuff that we've been talking about for damn near a year has been some really intense stuff, you know? And now we're going towards the end of the year, and I'm going, you know what? Even though we've gone through this dark time, because it was a very dark year, man, 2021 better be something freaking phenomenal. Actually, I do have, it looks like I got him, hopefully I think this is him. Hold up one second. I'm going to merge him with us real quick. DC, what's up, good, man? What's up? Okay, so he's here now. Okay, so T, actually, say hi to everybody and say bye.
What's up, guys? See you guys later.
I'll call you back in a second, brother, okay?
Probably, man.
Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of the show. I have somebody very special on the show today. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for a while, and now he's done something pretty damn amazing. It's just called him transcending beyond the things, the obstacles that were put up front of him in his life, in his entire life. And he went from being a gang member at the age of 10 years old, 10 years old, to now being named Missouri's Teacher of the Year. Please welcome my boy Darian Cockrell. What's up, man? How you doing?
Pascal, was good, my brother? What's good with it, man?
Yeah, man, same old, baby. You know what I mean? It's a blessing to have you on the show. I know we've been trying to get this thing popping off for a while now, but now's the time. Now is the time. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Man, I've been seeing you everywhere, bruh. Like everywhere.
Me in places that I've never heard of, seen, read. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's literally like Beatlemania. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm just riding the wave, man. I'm just trying to stay humble and just stay focused and just take it one day at a time, man.
Right. And that's how you should be doing it. One day at a freaking time. Because I mean, the thing is, the thing that I find really fascinating is because like there's things like I've known you for a while. But your story is something I've never heard of before. I never heard about it until I see it plastered all over social media, and you know, I see Chance the Rapper, you know what I'm saying, speaking your name out of his own mouth, you know what I'm saying, holding a computer with your face on it and everything, you know what I'm saying, like, and I'm going, what is going on here? What am I missing here? You know what I'm saying? So I need to ask you, man, like there's so much to cover, there's so much to talk about, and by the way, first off, before we go into everything, congratulations on being named Missouri Teacher of the Year. That is huge. That is huge. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about like the school you teach at, school you teach at, and what's the subject that you teach there? I
teach at Crestwood Elementary School. It's located in the city of Crestwood. It's a really dope school. I have about 400 plus kids. It's predominantly white, but at the same time, it's extremely diverse in the fact that we have kids at our school from like literally all over the world, so many different countries, and we have a really, really amazing ESL program. In fact, our ESL teacher was our district teacher of the year last year, but Crestwood Elementary is an amazing school, and the unique thing about it is that we have kids similar to myself who just live on both ends of the spectrum. We have kids who families are extremely successful, and we have kids who unfortunately are living in a step away from poverty. So it's one of those things where, from my point of view, I'm able to relate with both sides because, you know, I came up from the gutter, but at the same time, when I was adopted, with my family who live out in the suburbs, I had everything that I could have ever dreamed of.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. I mean, I know that you said, you know, because of course I've heard, you know, I've read, seen, I don't know how countless videos of your face. You've been everywhere, man. Shoot, I pretty much know what cologne you wear, what you smell like when you wake up. You know what I'm saying? Damn. So let me ask you, like, you know, because at the age of 10, you were in a gang, right? Yeah. What was the gang and what was that like, man? What was that like?
So, you know, it's funny you asked me that because I think. So when people think of gangs and things like that, I think naturally they think of movies. And they think, oh, if he was 10 years old and he was in a gang, that means he had to be jumped in a gang, because in the movies, people get jumped into gangs because that's how it works. That's how it worked. But and some gangs might be like that. I don't know. That wasn't the type of gang I was a part of. But I think my situation was just different in the fact that, you know, where I grew up in my neighborhood, my family, there was like their hood. So my dad was like the biggest drug dealer in that neighborhood. My uncle, you know, wow, he was in a gang, and we were six deuces. And it was one of those things where I wouldn't say that it was expected of me, but because of people knew who my father was and people knew who my uncle was and who my family was, it was just one of those things where naturally, you know, if your dad was, you know, big Kool-Aid, you look Kool-Aid. If your dad was, you know, big deuce, you baby deuce. And that's what it is. And I just grew into that. And then, you know, knowing who my father was and what he left and the stuff that he was doing, not having a father figure, I looked up to that. And I wanted to do those same things that my dad was doing, even though those weren't the right things that I should have been thinking about doing at that age. But that was my father figure. And people just talk so highly of him. I thought it was cool. I thought it was dope. And I'm like, I want to be a dope dealer too. I want to, you know, have gold chains and make money and do all these things and get all the girls and cars and.
Right. And I mean, and that was something that was obviously kind of instilled in you at a very, very young age. And you just saw like that life, you know, you saw that.
Life. Yeah. And when you live in an environment like that, sadly, that's normal until you step out of it and you're looking at it from an outside point of view. So when I was living that lifestyle, that was normal. It was second nature. It wasn't like, oh, you're not supposed to be doing that because that's just normal. It wasn't until I started going to like school out in the suburbs where that wasn't, when people started telling me like, that's not okay. That's not normal. You shouldn't be doing those type of things.
Yeah. Yeah. So then tell me about that. Cause I'm sure even for obviously for those suburban kids, they're seeing you coming into this school. It's a culture shock for them. Right. But it's really a culture shock for you too. So what kind of culture shock was that for you? You know what I'm saying? What was it like?
The only kind of relationships that I really had was with white people before I started going to school in the suburbs were police officers, social workers, judges. So just negative fixtures in the black community.
Right.
And all of those, relationships were all negative. So when I did go to the suburbs and, all my teachers were white, all the white kids, and, I was just like, man, these white people whack, they lame, they don't know me, they think they cool, they just rich people. But at the same time, I had to change my mindset because, they had money and things like that, but you need to understand that they've never met anyone like me either. So until I was able to have empathy and kind of open up and let them get to know who I was and get to know who those people were, I was never going to be able to build a relationship or do anything positive because I had that bad mindset.
Right.
So like in my speech, when I said until I was able to change my mindset, the way that I saw them was just always in a negative light.
True. And then, of course, you got to unlearn all of that, right?
Exactly. Yes. And until I was in middle school and I was put into a boys' home and I was literally taken out of the environment where I stayed for, 15 or 13 years, that was the time that I needed to shed all of that stuff off of me.
Right. So, okay, I don't mean to go backwards a little bit, but I feel like we jumped in pretty quick. And I do have some questions about your life before, your life started to change. What was the moment that got you into foster care? What was the thing, what got you away from your dad? What got you away from the gang life?
So it was, so foster care for me, it started early because, when crack hit in the late 80s, early 90s, my mom was, boom, she was addicted to that. And it was very unfortunate for my family, but it was to the point where my mom couldn't take care of us. So the state took us from my mom at an early age. So I was like 5 or 6 when the state took us. My grandmother, thankfully, went through the system and she found my siblings and now she brought us in. So my grandmother became our legal guardian. Living with my grandmother, not having a father, because like I said, my father was murdered when I was 4. My mom was in and out of our lives and things like that. And it was just traumatic because, we seen my mom sometimes when she was sober. We seen my mom a lot of times when she was high. Like, to witness your mom doing drugs, something that can literally kill you, bro, that's crazy. Yeah. Like, to walk outside of your house when you're trying to go to the bus stop and all you see is crackheads and people like getting shot at and police and stuff like that, that's crazy. I told a story once to one of my friends that I'll never forget that, and this is the reason today why if I was in trouble, I would never call the police. I have nothing against the police or anything like that, but just my mindset would never change. This is what always been in my mind. But one day the police came to my grandmother's house because she called them because my mom was tripping. And then my mom left, but they still came in. Mm-hmm. But when they got there, my grandmother's like, you know what, my mother or my daughter left, so it's okay. But they're like, no, we're still going to come in and just check the house. No warrant, no nothing. 2 police officers, 2 white guys came in. My grandmother had like a little bit like a joint still in the ashtray.
Right.
And they're like, what is this? And then she was like, oh, there's my daughters. I don't know if it's my mom's or if it was my grandmother, but she told them it was my mom's. So then it was like, you need to sit down, ma'am. So they set my grandmother down in a chair and handcuffed their hands, and they made us sit and watch them beat her. To this day, I have nightmares about that, bro. Wow. And ever since then, I'm just like, man, no. And my uncle is a cop. My father's brother is a cop. I respect him. I love him to death. I love police officers. Some of the, ROC or RCO officers at the high schools, I have great relationships with them. But just my mindset and how I view officers is just completely different because of that. And it will never change. And it's just, that was one of the things that when I was younger, why I didn't like white people, because of the stuff that they did and they could do. But it's 20-some years later, I'm married to a white woman, my son's mixed, and it is what it is. But it's just little things like that that really, like, change how I do things and how I go about my life.
Yeah, no, and that's, man, I'm sorry that you witnessed something like that. That's crazy, man. But you know, after they beat her, did they arrest her, or did they just leave?
Nope, they just left. They uncovered and left.
Wow, that's just crazy.
And my grandmother, being a strong person, she just wiped the blood off and said, "Guys, just go to bed. It's okay."
Wow. Do you mind me asking? Is your mom still around?
So my mother is still around. She lives in the city.
Okay.
She has a lot of different health issues and things like that.
Right.
And I know mentally she's been struggling here and there. And it just sucks because my mother and I, we never had a mother-son relationship. And as an adult, I've been trying to build that relationship. But it's just hard, man, because you got to understand, even as a kid and even as an adult, I've never called my mom, mother. So
really?
Now trying to do that, it's just awkward. I can't even do that now. I don't do that. Because I've never had that connection with her as a mother.
What do you call her then? Just by her first name?
The same thing. Everyone's been calling her since I've been a kid, Tootie. Her nickname has always been Tootie, so everyone's always calling her that, and that's what I call her. I don't call her Mama. I don't call her by her government name, which is Cynthia. I just call her by her nickname, which is Tootie. And I love her as my mother. I know she's my mother. I would do anything for her, but because we lost so much time and that I just cannot get that connection to come back.
Yeah, I mean. And I understand because you were too busy taking care of her. The roles were reversed, and you were taking care of her at a young age to the point where, I mean, it's almost like she's a sibling rather than a parental figure. You know what I'm saying? So that's really that's heavy, man. I'm so sorry. But then, you know, I know that you have you had a fairly strong relationship with your grandmother, though. Can you tell me a little bit about that? You know,
man, my grandmother.
Your grandmother sounded like the bomb. Your grandmother sounded like she was the bomb.
She was the bomb.com, bro. She was the rock of our family, dog. She brought everybody together. She cooked all the meals, and it was crazy because my grandmother was like one of those people in a movie where, you know, it don't matter what's going on in the neighborhood, ain't nobody mess with that lady. Don't mess with Alberta, dog. Like, don't disrespect Alberta. Don't bring those, you know, drugs to her front porch. Don't be doing all that dumb stuff. And I think that was another reason why, you know, growing up, I probably didn't get killed, and people had a lot of respect for us because they respected my grandmother as well. She was a hardworking, dedicated family woman. But, you know, when you don't have those resources and things like that, you can only do so much. And she did as much as she could until the state took me when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Again.
So then, why did the state take you again then? If they already had somebody, if your grandmother was a strong, obviously well-rounded caregiver for you, why would they take you away from her then too?
So, the older I got, the more rebellious I became, and the more stuff I started dipping and dabbling in. And, you know, my grandmother, she can only do so much, especially when it's me and my brothers, my sisters. And when she was out working, we were doing what we had to do to try to help her. So our mindset was like, Grandma, we trying to help you. We trying to put food on the table and put money in your pocket. But at the same time, she's trying to tell us, like, I'm your grandmother. Let me do this. You don't need to help me. You guys need to focus on education. But that wasn't our mindset, because at the end of the day, even though she was trying to do so much, we still had times where, you know, we didn't have TV, we didn't have electricity, we didn't have water, we didn't have clothes, we didn't have all this stuff. And we knew that it was a burden to our grandmother. We were just trying to help out. Yeah. So even if that meant that we had to risk our lives to get money in that house, we were going to do what we had to do. And I think the relationship that I built with my middle school counselor, and I was going back to her, letting her know all the stuff that we were doing, what was going on. And, you know, I would come to her crying just because I just had anxiety. I was stressed out about things. I would come to her with the same clothes on, or dirty clothes, or just hungry, or whatever it may be. And at the time, I didn't know this, but everything I was telling her, she was relaying to my social worker. And they got to the point where the social worker was like, look, having all these boys in the house is too much for this older woman. Mm-hmm. So what they tried to do was they tried to take me and my oldest brother and put us in like this military boot camp. It was in like Torquay, Missouri. It was like 3 or 4 hours away. And unfortunately for my brother, they ended up putting him there. Fortunately for me, I had some really, really dope teachers, a principal, and a counselor that went to court on my behalf and fought for me to keep me in a boys' home a mile from my middle school, because they knew that that structure and that support that I had in that school would help me get to where I needed to go in life. They knew that in order for me to get there, I had to be removed from that environment. but they didn't want me going to a place 3 hours away where I was going to lose that support where I was building, that foundation I was building at that middle school.
Right.
So my counselor, so the state, instead of taking me to that Torquio place, they took my brother, and then my counselor kind of had like a guardianship of me, and they put me in that boys' home, and she picked me up from the boys' home every day, took me to school,
Wow.
and then brought me from school back to the boys' home.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Why was it unfortunate for your brother?
It was unfortunate for him because, you know, I think their mindset was if we put him in we take him out of his environment because he was there for like a few months, whatever. We put him in this place with structure and he can learn this and build character and whatever, blah, blah, discipline.
Right.
Will change. But if you take someone out of their environment for a few months and then put them back in that same environment where they're going to live for the rest of their lives, what do you think is going to happen? It's too many people, too many of the same people, the same routine, the same stressors, the same good or bad things in the neighborhood is going to draw them right back into that. You put them back in that same situation, but you didn't give them any more resources. You didn't give them any kind of tools to be successful. You didn't give them anything. You just said, okay, you went to this place. Did it help? Yes or no? Whether it did or not, you're back in that same situation and figure it out.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to school in the county anymore because he got kicked out of there for selling drugs. So then he was going to a city school. And unfortunately, those city schools, they didn't have shit. They didn't have good support systems. I don't think they even had teachers that really wanted to be there because the pay is so low, and then, you know, it's just so bad in the city that when it's that bad, the students feel it and they don't want to be there either.
Yeah, I see that, man. And then you went to a boys' home, right?
So, and I went to a boys' home
Right.
where I was still able to go to that same school that had those same teachers that knew my situation. And unfortunately, they seen what happened to my brother, and they were going to do whatever they could to make sure I didn't go down that route.
Right.
So it's almost like my brother took one for the team, for real.
Oh, that's terrible. So then what happened to your brother?
So, I mean, my brother, now he's still back in the city. He does what he has to do to survive. I mean, his life, if he can change his life, I know he would. It's not, the life that he would choose, but I know he's doing what he has to do in the situation where he's at. So,
Yeah, no, and I understand that because I know that you have another family member that you lost.
yes.
Yes,
I lost my brother, Al, my senior in high school. It was crazy, man, because my little brother Alan was adopted by my aunt, my mother's sister, when he was a child, when he was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew the situation that was going on with my mom, and she was just trying to help out our family. And when he got into high school, he wanted to come back home to be with his brothers. And at this time, I was living out in the suburbs. And he came back to St. Louis, and then I was letting him come out to the suburbs with me, to do some work with my dad, make some money, and just kind of build that relationship and take him out of that environment because I didn't like hanging out down there, and I didn't want him hanging out down there and getting mixed up with all type of people. But before I could even, build a relationship with my brother, he was out with some friends one night that he met in our neighborhood, and on the way home, they weren't even targeting him. Whoever was outside on that street that night was going to get shot.
Oh,
and my brother, unfortunately, was one of those kids, man. He was 15 years old, walking home from a friend's house, and people started shooting. He tried to run, and they caught him. They chased him down and killed him.
That's terrible, man. I'm so sorry that happened. You know what I'm saying?
But speaking of that brother, my other brother, Charles Sipes, and that's how we're connected because him and Charles had the same father.
Gotcha.
So me and Charles, we share a brother. That's why we call each other brothers.
That's why. Okay. I've always wondered, but I never put those two together. You know what I'm saying? I never put two and two together. And that's what's up, man. I mean, and your story is so, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you went from, being a gang member, a gangbanger at 9-10 years old. And now you're here. You're where you're at now. It's quite a transformation. And there's one thing I do want to say is that you were really, really lucky. Like God was really looking over you and watching over you because a lot of inner city kids don't get this kind of opportunity. Don't have the same story like you. A lot of them get shot up. A lot of them get addicted to drugs. A lot of them get caught up in this gang life, and they never know how to get out of it. And the fact that your story is such a story of triumph, it's amazing. It's amazing. And the funny thing is I never knew about it until I saw it on Tamron Hall. But that's another conversation in itself.
And I think that's the greatest thing about it, that a lot of these people who know me, they just see this goofy dude who loved life, who's always happy, always smiling and doing stuff, but they don't understand the stuff that I've been through. And the reason I am the way that I am is because I appreciate life, man.
Right.
I know that life is short and tomorrow's not always guaranteed. I've lost so much in my life that I'm just so appreciative of the fact that I have a job that I love. I have a family that I love. I have just anything that I could ever dream for. And every day I wake up is a new day where I can just celebrate that.
Yeah. And please continue doing that. Don't ever lose that spark. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that are teachers that are in the educational system that don't have that spark. The spark just disappears. At first there was a passion and love for teaching, and then that spark or that light, you know, that little glimmer in their eyes tends to just kind of go dim. Tends to just flicker away. And that's one thing that you have that is it's an infectious thing, you know, that you have. And I just say, please, you know, please, oh, please don't lose that. Don't ever lose that. That's the reason why you're not even 10 years in being a teacher. You haven't been a teacher for not even a decade yet, bruh. And you are now named Missouri Teacher of the Year. And now you're up for National Teacher of the Year. That's insane, man. You know, that is a talent. That is a gift that God gave you. God gave you this line, this storyline, this lifeline, gave you a lot of strokes of luck. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Put you in the right place with good, big-hearted people that wanted to push you along the way. And now you're here. I just say, you have to say it on this show. You have to promise me on this show live in front of all the people that are watching right now. You have got to promise me you will never, ever lose that light. You will never, ever lose that light. I want to hear you say, Pascal, I promise you, I will never, ever lose this infectious light that is in me. I want to hear you say it.
Pascal, I promise you, my brother, I will never, ever, as long as I'm breathing on this earth, as long as my son is kicking my butt every day, lose my passion, my love, my drive, my spark for education and inspiring my students every day, man. It's the best job in the world, man.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. It is the best job in the world. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm very proud of you, bruh. I'm really proud of you. And like I said, you know, it's funny because you never know somebody's story, you know? You never hear their autobiography until it gets put on the spotlight like that. And you have been gobbled up by Good Morning America, Tamron Hall, CBS, ABC, Channel 5. I mean, KSDK, you name it. You have been on every single platform. Why? Because you have been blessed with something that is very, very wonderful. And the fact that you have been given something, honored with this accolade, and possibly could win National Teacher of the Year, says something. And I hope that you're relishing in this and like taking this in and noticing that God's trying to tell you something. So don't lose that thing about you, bruh. It's an amazing gift. Real talk.
I appreciate that, man.
Anytime, man.
It's just one of those things I'm still just trying to wrap my mind around, because when I just think back sometimes when I'm laying in bed, like to all the stuff that I've gone through, and I think back to when I was like begging God, like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you putting me through this? Why do you keep doing this to me? But I guess this is why. He was building me up for something greater than myself, something that he knew that I would need to go through everything possible and get through that, to know that what I have in front of me is nothing.
Right.
I can do this.
Right. And you can. And, you know, Cecilia on YouTube just asked this question, and I'm going to kind of rephrase it a little bit so that it just works for the conversation that we're having right now. Obviously, you know, you were, I hate to keep going back to that, but, you know, you had a different lifestyle. You had a different life growing up.
Yeah.
And now you're somewhere else. What was the moment that you realized that your life was on a different trajectory than what it was before? Was there one definitive moment that you're like, wow, you know what, I'm going to be okay. I am going to be okay.
I think when my brother was murdered my senior year in high school, and when my first thought wasn't, we got to go kill these people. when my first thought was not that, I knew that my mindset and the way that I go about life is completely different. Because even leading up to that, I still had a little different thoughts in my life and how I went about things. But if the old me would have been that night, okay, bro, let's go, let's ride, let's do this, whatever we have to do. I don't care. It is what it is.
Right.
But when my mindset was like, how is my family? How are we going to get through this as a family? I didn't even think about the people who killed him. I just wanted to make sure that my family was good. And then we got through this the right way. And then I was able to steer them away from doing something stupid. Because the old DC would have been a whole different way. And if I would have went that way, I would not be sitting here with you today.
That's what's up. When are you going to decide to tell your son your life story?
When he's old enough to really be able to understand it and like have a respect and appreciation for it, because what he's going through right now, he's the most spoiled kid in the world. And that's one of those things where, so my wife, the way she was raised was completely different to me. And she's never had to, think about food, water, clothes, or anything like that. Me, on the other hand, I did. So I always told myself when I had a kid, I was going to spoil him because I want to give him all the stuff that I didn't have. Now, at the same time, he bad as hell, and it's my fault because I give him everything. And my wife, on the other hand, she's like, this is the reason he's this way. Is because you keep doing this. You can't keep spoiling him like that. Right. And so I got to find that happy medium where he needs to understand that, you got to have an appreciation for things. You can't get everything you want. And he's got to have some struggles in his life so he can understand that, not everything is going to come to you easy. Because I don't want him to be one of those kids that, grows up with a silver spoon in their mouths. And when the first sign of trouble comes, they don't know what to do.
Yeah. And I understand that. I mean, we spoil them until we can't spoil them anymore. And then it's kind of like, all right, we got to let life come in.
Yes.
And they got to learn life lessons too. And they got to learn what it feels like to earn $1 or earn, to work towards earning something and all that. So, yeah, I mean, your kid is how old again? How old's your son again?
Dawson is 3 years old. He'll be 4 in April.
See, he's 3. Spoil the hell out of him, man. Come on, baby. Spoil the hell out of him right now.
But he didn't cut his hair off with scissors. He climbs up and gets food off. Man, this dude is 3 going on 15.
Good. That means he's going to learn things quick. So that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. True. And you sound like you're one hell of a good dad. You know what I mean? One hell of a good father and one hell of a good husband. So, I mean, congratulations on all that, man. Real talk. One thing, I got one question for you. Is there any is there anything that you would say to you when you were gangbanging? Is there something that you would tell your past self right now that maybe could change the course of that kid's life?
As crazy as this sounds, no. I am so happy and blessed with where I am today. And I wouldn't want to say or do anything to my old self to make me change anything, because every step I took, every good and bad decision I made, put me on a course to meet the people that I met in my life. And if it weren't for those different people and those different experiences, I would not be the person I am today. And I am so thankful for all those things, because now it's put me in this place where I can relate with a lot of stuff going on with my students, with their families, and just it built me up to be a strong man. I can get through anything, man. So I wouldn't tell myself anything. I let myself just go through those trials and tribulations and go through all those hurdles and keep pushing and just struggle the way I did, because without that, I wouldn't have the appreciation for the stuff that I have today.
That's what's up. Okay. So then let me retailor the question. What would you say to any inner city kid right now that might feel lost and led astray right now? Is there anything that you would say to them that could maybe shed a little light or show them a little light at the end of this dark tunnel that they might be in?
Piggybacking off of what you just said at the end of that, no matter how dark things get, no matter how bad things are, there is a light always at the end of the tunnel. As long as you are alive, as long as you are breathing, you have the ability to do anything that you want to do in life. But at the same time, you have to be open to support, to love, and to anything that anyone is trying to bring to you in a positive way to help you get to where you want to go. Because too many times in life, inner city kids or just people, period, just they don't want to take help. They don't want a handout because they feel like it makes them weak. But if I would have been too proud or thought I was too weak to take any kind of, opportunity or anything that anyone brought to me, I wouldn't have been able to have been saved. Like, you have to be open to that. But people are so hard in the city that they don't want to be open to certain things.
That's very true. That is, you know what? That's very, very true. You know what I mean? If you're not, it's also like even when it comes to love, you know, if you're not willing to accept love in your heart,
yes,
you're not going to be able to find the love that surrounds you. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's very, very true in that. If you're not willing to accept change, or if you're not going, I want to be out of here. I want change. I want better options for my life. Then you won't see the options that are laying right in front of you. It's funny how close they are laying in front of you. Sometimes they're just right there at your foot. You know what I mean? Yes. Right, they're laying at your feet. But anyway, DC, man, thank you so much for coming onto the show. I know that you've been busy, going crazy, you know, all that. Also, real quick before we wrap up, there's something that I thought was really, really cool. You won Missouri Teacher of the Year, right? Huge accolade. Like I said, 15,000 times over already, but I'll say it again. Congratulations. You already know that. So let's move on. You get $15,000. You get honored. $15,000, correct? $15,000. What did you end up doing with that $15,000, my brother? Tell everybody, please.
Man, I shared it with the other PE departments in my school district, man, because, you know, in PE, you know, the thing is about PE and just specials, period, a lot of times when these districts and schools are doing budget cuts, they're the first ones to get cut out. You know, when people are, you know, giving money and things like that, they get the, you know, the leftovers, a little bit of money that's left. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, I got all this money due, and there's a lot I can do with this. But if I can spread this and still be good, I'm going to give as much as I can. Because coming from a situation where I didn't have anything, anytime I get something, I don't feel good about myself unless I'm able to share with other people. So.
You know, and I love that, man. I love that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing. Real talk. That's so dope. But tell me you just saved a little bit. I mean, you took some of it, right? You left a little bit for yourself, right? Okay. I just got a little scared. I'm like, damn, you can't give it all away, man. Come on. That's hard work. Man, that's a lifetime. That's a lifetime of work. But anyway, DC, again, thank you so much for being on today. In regards to the national teacher, you know, national teacher of the year, are there ways for people to vote or get involved so that they can get behind you to get, you know, secure that W? Speak on it, man.
I wish there was, man, but there isn't. I mean, I think, to be completely honest with you, I think they already have their mind made up. I know they're going to name the 4 finalists next week.
That's what's up. Well,
be on the lookout for that. We'll see.
Man, fingers crossed. All my fingers and toes are crossed for you, man. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful outcome. Regardless if you win or not, you still are a winner. You know, this is a huge accolade regardless. And hopefully they turned your story into a movie. You know what I'm saying?
That means they gotta have this Skype in there. So that means that they gotta have somebody playing you.
Tyler
Abner or Denzel or
I was gonna say, you know, a better looking Tyler Perry. Oh, that's me. So then they can just have me. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? Anyway, we got to go to a quick commercial break. We will be right back. DC, thank you so much for being on again.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother.
We'll be right back. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
You love peace and wellness for the holidays. Don't cancel them. Prepare STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire,
yeah,
fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now. Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is gonna leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of the conversation today. Like I always say, if this is your first time checking out the show, hit that like button down below. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button. I do this show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and Tuesdays through Thursdays, I do a 7 p.m. show. Obviously, you're watching the 7 p.m. show right now, so don't forget to crush that subscribe button and be a part of the Pascal Show family. I hope you guys really enjoyed that conversation. We need more positive stories. We need more uplifting stories out here, man. We don't get these stories very often, and DC or Darian Cockrell's story is such an uplifting one. Like, he had all the odds pitted up against him, and he was able to triumph and supersede everyone's expectations. And he took all the good and wonderful positive vibes about him that he received, and now he's giving it back to the world. He's giving it back to the youths. You know what I'm saying? To the youths. I'm channeling my Joe Pesci right now. He's giving it out to the youths right now. You know, and I think that's an amazing, truly amazing thing. You know what I mean? And so I really appreciate y'all taking a chance, sitting down, because I know, he may not be a household name, but he is, doing something that is very, very special. And like I said, not every day do you get uplifting stories like that. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm thirsty and I'm hungry as hell for those nowadays. So big thank you to DC for being on today. Anyway, we got my boy Mr. T in the house. What's up, Ming?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Happy to be here.
Good. Good evening, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here too. I don't know about you, but I'm very happy to be here. You know, I don't know. I'll shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. CCDV, yes, I did say Utes. You know, my cousin my cousin Vinny. You know what I'm saying? The Utes, these two Utes. Did he just say Utes? You know what I mean? Nobody? Ralph Macchio was in it. You know what I mean? The Karate Kid. What was in it? My cousin Vinny. Forget about it.
It's a classic.
See what I did there? Forget about it. Anyway, am I a clown to you? What, am I funny? Am I a clown? So anyway, moving on. We do have a few stories to talk about. Very, very few. Like I said, these evening shows are pretty short. This morning show was pretty damn long. By the way, before I say anything else, or before we dive in to anything else, I did put up the entire video of the Kevin Samuels video, the whole interview piece and all that. That is up, ready to be consumed and checked out. So please go check that out when you get a chance. Obviously, I did do a pop-up video. Once again, Vanessa Bryant and her mother are in the headlines again. over something very, very sad. It is trash as hell. Her mom, Vanessa Bryant's mom, is suing her and the Bryant estate for apparently for money that she feels is owed to her. So that is absolute trash. I did a video about it. Go check that out when you get a chance. It's a very interesting one, and that story is so sad. That story is so damn sad. I don't even think, real talk, just saying this real quick, I don't even think that mother, the grandmother, even gives a damn that Kobe is even dead. I don't think she even gives a damn. Real talk, which is really sad. So go and check out that video, because that's one I just recently did less than like an hour ago. So go check it out when you get a chance. But moving on, we got to go into this story. This is something that we saw, or something that was given to me this morning from T, which is a very interesting one. And this one's weird. Like, you were saying something about this being some people in an elevator that goes haywire. So haywire. Explain a little bit while I pull up this video.
Yeah, so supposedly there were people in the elevator, I think 3. And then there was a 4th person who wanted to enter the elevator. And they were like, well, you can't get on. It's already crowded already. He got on anyway. So I guess the guy who got on was offended by that. He takes off his mask and begins coughing on the individual who asked him not to get on the elevator. And, all hell broke loose.
Wow. Yeah. So we definitely got to pull this one up. I don't know how. Yeah, hopefully it's not gonna be too loud. Oh shoot.
Now is
gotta love commercials.
For $25.
Gotta love those commercials. Hold on, guys. There we go. Let's check out this video, shall we? So one guy in the elevator by his damn self. Okay. That looks like a small elevator, by the way.
Tiny.
Hella tiny. Okay. So then they go, wait, nope, okay. It's too many people on this elevator. He's like, F it. He's like, F it, I don't care. I'm coming on. Wow. What? He just coughed on the dude. What? Why did you do that, bruh? What? Wait, hold up. Wow. Wow. It's so funny when it looks fake because there's no sound. They just leave him there? Oh, okay, I was going to say, this is going to leave his ass? Wow. Oh, dragged him out by his hair. Woo! I would have kicked his ass too, real talk.
That older guy definitely knew what he was doing.
Wow. Wow. He's probably like a jiu-jitsu instructor or something like that. Watch. See you later. Oh, he's not done yet? Wow.
These Utes, right?
Yeah, these Utes. Whoa, that was nuts, man. That was nuts. He was like, wow, that dude took him and rocked his world. It looked fake. It kind of looked fake because there's no sound. You know what I'm saying? But that was real.
I heard that part.
Yeah, man. That was savage. That was savage, man. I mean, first off, when you're in a situation and you're trying to get on the elevator and they sit there and they go, "Hey, please, hold on. There's too many. Occupied." I'm like, "All right, bet. I'd be annoyed as hell, right? I'd be annoyed. That's annoying. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, I'm moving on. I'll use the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Clearly they were going down. So what's wrong with going down a couple flights of stairs? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this guy tripping so much that he would go into the elevator against everybody asking him politely, like, hey, it's at capacity, and then cough on the dude? He coughed on the dude. Do you know that's considered assault? Especially during this time with this COVID and stuff. This dude has no right to do that ish. You know what I'm saying? And Debbie, yes, it is like Solange and Jay-Z. She rocked his world. She rocked his world in that elevator. I still to this day wonder what she did or what he did. Why they were so at each other like that. I keep thinking that he probably put hands on Beyonce. That's what I think. I think he put hands on her and she was not cool with it. Why would she go ballistic like that? But moving on. That's not the video we're looking at right now. That was insane. That was absolutely crazy, man. I'm surprised that dude didn't get arrested, though. Real talk. Not the guy beating his ass. I'm talking about the guy who coughed on him. Because that's breaking. Now people are getting arrested for things like that. You know, you've heard these stories about people going to supermarkets and coughing on fruit. Or like, or those serve yourself hot food areas, you know what I'm saying? Like self-service food spots where they got that chili that's been sitting there for like 5 days straight. You know what I'm saying? You got people who are going around and coughing in that ish, man. That's gross. What were you gonna say, T?
That's crazy. You know, it should be considered definitely some kind of simple assault. You know, that's biological, warfare. You know, it's a pandemic. And this guy did it on purpose, took his mask down, turned around, and coughed in his face 3 times. Come on, he had it coming though.
He got exactly what he deserved. Now, the funny thing is that if they go into court of law, you know what I'm saying? If he goes, he assaulted me, I wonder who would win. If the cougher went into court and said, he assaulted me, would the judge go, nah, sorry, due to how dumb you are, you deserve that ish? Would that transcend the law? Would that transcend law? Would that be considered self-defense? Because he did assault him first. Think about it.
Good point. Do we have to change some laws for that to stick,
Yeah.
It's not in the books yet. COVID isn't, I guess if they found some kind of pandemic or, global illness, clause, but probably not. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Right? Because, in that particular moment, it's not like you can block a cough, right? So if somebody's coughing in your face and they're in your 6 feet of space, because it's not even 3 feet anymore, it's 6, and they're all up in your face and they're coughing, you can't block a cough. You can't punch a cough away. What do? Does the law lean towards him? Huh? Say again?
It was premeditated.
And it's premeditated
as well.
Exactly. It's premeditated.
His intent was definitely to harm somebody. He used it as a weapon, his breath, his cough. So that should be legal to defend yourself.
Man, would I kick his ass? Yes. 1,000 times yes. With absolute pleasure and glee. I'd be grinning on the other side of that mask. I'd be smiling while I'm beating his face.
Think about back in the late 80s with HIV and AIDS.
Oh, man.
People were using that as a weapon as well. So probably they can connect that with this currently if they possibly can. It is a disease that's being forcibly spread. So, yeah, I think he'd definitely be in violation of that.
Imagine a world if they were doing that, man. I would kick his mother loving. I would be so happy. I'm sorry. It's like you're allowing me to beat the crap out of you right now. Okay. You will feel the wrath of 1,000 suns. I'm sorry. I would be after him so hard. Oh my God. Woo! And I'd be like, I'm going to get away with this. Do you understand? Because this is self-defense, you dick. You know what I'm saying? Son of a...
Timberland boots up his ass, you know?
Woo! Yeah, man. Steel toes and everything, man. I'd be like, oh, it's a good day because I wore boots today. Thank you. I wore boots today. You picked a good day to mess with me today. Yes. Yes. Shay just said, you'd end up paying his medical bills, though. Watch. You know what? You got a point. You got a point. Maybe. On a civil suit? Probably. But would it be fun? I just hate those kind of things. Those guys are jerks. You know what I'm saying? Those are that's some jerky stuff. But moving on, because we got a short one today. Short show today. But recently, Lizzo has been under fire. This is something that I was planning on talking about a couple days ago. But because of time and there's been so many other pieces of news that's been going on as of recently, I didn't get a chance to really talk about it. So we're going to chop it up today. We're going to chop it up right now. Lizzo is under fire for something kind of ridiculous. She did a cleanse. Period. That's it. She did a cleanse. She did a juicing cleanse. And the rest of the world just lost their mind. Given the fact that she is somebody who is very body positive, she's very, as they have put her out in pop culture, as someone who is very happy and very proud of her size and her weight. Everyone's getting mad at her because she did a cleanse to lose a few pounds. Real talk. So, and I find it a little strange. So we are going to pull up the video because I don't see the big deal. I really personally do not see the big deal about her doing a juice cleanse. I really don't know. The fact that we're even talking about it. But I want you guys to see this video for yourselves so that we can talk about this real quick. Hold on. This internet is wonderful. And, of course, commercials. Come on. Man, whoever owns this video is trying to secure them bags. Damn. Okay. So, we're going to check out this video. And this is her promoting the juicing cleanse, like this detox diet that she did and all this stuff. And it's okay. You already heard enough from me. I'm just going to pull up the video so y'all can see this for yourselves. Yikes. I don't know why people are screenshotting. I don't get the music, but we're going with it.
So I drank a lot.
There we
and
go.
I ate a lot of foods and fucked my stomach up in Mexico. So I decided to do JJ Smith's 10-day smoothie cleanse. This is day 1 right here. Moving on to day 2, it's just basically you drink these green smoothies every day. Right here was the hardest, day 4, 5, and 6. I was like, ugh, it started to get to me mentally, but I was never super hungry. I think I just was wanting to stress eat and do things that were like kind of self-harming. And here I am on day 9. And this is the final day. I'm gonna give you a full twirl. I feel amazing. And I think that it's just great. It's great to like reset your stomach and reset things, especially when you deal with like gastrointestinal issues like I do. But I think I look fucking great too. So period.
She looks good. Good transition or transformation. She goes in and tells.
10-day smoothie detox.
There we go.
And as you know, I would normally be so afraid and ashamed to post things like this online because I feel like as a big girl, people just expect if you are doing something for health, you're doing it for like a dramatic weight loss. And that is not the case. In reality, November stressed me the fuck out. I drank a lot. I ate a lot of spicy things and things that fucked my stomach up. And I wanted to reverse it and get back to where I was. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud of my results. My sleep has improved, my hydration, my inner peace, my mental stability, my fucking body, my fucking skin, the whites of my eyes. Like, I feel and look like a bad bitch. And I think, like, that's it. I'm a big girl who did a smoothie detox. And I wanted to share that with you guys. I got exactly what I wanted out of it. And every big girl should do whatever the fuck they want with their bodies.
Facts. And then she went back to eating again. So I don't see, like, the thing is she's under fire for this series of videos. People are losing their damn minds all because she did a juice cleanse for a couple days. And now they're sitting there going, oh, so you were all body positive and proud of being a big girl, and now you want to lose weight. I don't understand what the big deal is. I feel like we all do that. We got our winter weight, and then we trim up for the summer a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody does it. I don't understand what the big deal is. T, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, this backlash is strange for me to understand. Society doesn't own her. You know, her body belongs to her.
Facts.
And for her to take off 10 days to get healthier, that's a great accomplishment for somebody who's been big their whole life. And we know body shaming has always been a public thing. People struggle with that, with anorexia and depression, eating disorders. So for her to really say, you know what, I want to change this. I was in a foreign country, which we all travel, and sometimes we have those experiences. She wanted to get home and detox and clean out all of our toxins.
Yeah.
And a lot of those toxins, they sit in your abdomen for a long time. You know, the intestines inflame, the stomach bubbles up. You know, so it's a common thing to hold that weight in that same section. Also with stress, all that sticks right there. So for her to consciously say, I want to change my body and I want to do this 10-day detox was courageous to do so. You know, and the fact that she has to do this, you know, privately in the future because honestly, publicly was a backlash. Like, it's ridiculous. Yep. You know, if she would have halfway died because of her weight, people would be going, oh my gosh, take care of yourself, you know. But now that she actually is taking care of herself, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
It's
crazy.
It's absolutely nuts. Like, they expect her to just be, I guess when they think of it, they like expect her to be the absolute embodiment of like the stereotypical like slob. That just because she's overweight, or what society sees as overweight, that suddenly, she has to be, you know, stuffing her face all the time and going crazy on food and just being an absolute slob. And it's like, that's so stupid that she's just going, hey, I want to take care of myself just for 2 seconds, you know? I think it's really ridiculous that people are going to be focusing on that. She's a very talented musician. She's a very talented girl. She's got crazy amount of charisma. And whether she was big or small, she would still be in the same place as she is right now. It's just unfortunate that society or pop culture has taken her body positivity, her confidence in herself and her body, and has tried to turn it into this, throw her out in the front of like, I am the poster child for all big women. You know what I'm saying? I'm the poster child for big women's body positivity. It's like, no, she's a musician. She happens to be a bigger girl. Big deal. There are plenty of big male artists out there too. You know what I'm saying?
So
who cares? You know what I'm saying?
I think the question is, was Lizzo loved or adored because of her weight, or because who she is as a person?
Right.
You gotta think about that. When people are famous, you gotta think about, why are they famous? And is it one thing that makes them attractive? And her weight was why she's famous. If she was a size 2, singing the same songs, doing the same thing, would she have been as popular? I don't know. So maybe her weight did attribute to her fame, but now she wants to change that. Her fans should be able to applaud her for doing that, And if you think about other artists, think about Adele. Adele was huge for a long time.
Yep.
And she finally lost that weight, where she's been skinny for what, a year or 2 now?
Shoot, maybe a year.
Maybe more than that. Yeah. So yeah, Jennifer Hudson as well. So these body types, are all different, but are people loyal to these people because of what reason, though? I'm trying to figure that part out. Lizzo should still be loved and adored no matter what size she is. That's my point.
Yeah, and I think so too. I mean, to me, there's a part of me that goes, I don't understand why someone like Adele would lose all of that weight, to be really honest. I think she looked fine just the way she was. Now, I understand that she has her own things that she wants to, her own things that she wants to do. Maybe she wants to start an OnlyFans. You never know. Hey man, it's hard out here for these singers nowadays. But at the same time, she was fine just the way she was before. But she's always been slowly improving herself as years gone on, as she started to make more money and, finding more success and getting in front of the camera even more. She's just like, all right, F it, I want to lose this weight. And so she hunkered down and did that. Now, I know there's a lot of people that feel some type of way about her losing the weight, but at the same time, it's her body. It's her prerogative. She wants to put on the weight. If she wants to go back to being bigger again, I would expect everybody to be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same with Lizzo. I mean, I don't think, that's a very good question, T. Would she have the same amount of success if she wasn't a big girl? But here it is, though. She leaned in on her bigness. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. She leaned in on that bad boy. She was real body positive and being like, I'm proud of the skin I'm in and I'm Lizzo and look at me and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? She made an image. She used her body and her size as a brand, which is genius. It's genius. Because then everybody goes, oh, she's the fun-loving, girl. Woo, we're going to have fun. Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's done. You know what I'm saying? But,
until she's not fat anymore, then the party's over.
I mean, it's not like she's going to be losing weight like that, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's ever going to be that girl. I don't think she's going to go Adele on us. You know what I'm saying? Like Adele, see, I'm sorry. Even to this day, I'm just kind of like, why lose all that weight? But at the same time, she looks great. But I wonder how much of it's natural and how much of it isn't. How much she was miserable, how much of it is healthy, and how much of it isn't. You know what I'm saying? Inquiring minds would like to know.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I was thinking that like Lizzo, she climbed to fame overnight. I mean, she was huge. I mean, literally and figuratively overnight.
Yeah.
You know, and then I remember her being on stage performing, and it was like this big girl was performing. Look at her move. It was almost like it was like a big attraction to that in a way. Like, wow, this is awesome. And I think she played that card really well.
Mm-hmm.
She ran with it. But if the labels are the management needs that ideal size for her to keep the popularity coming, that brings in the cash, then her losing weight may be a negative, thing for her career. Although it's better for her personally and for her mentally, emotionally, maybe as a career, it's not a great move since that made her who she was. Think about Urkel. If Urkel stopped being a nerd and start being a bodybuilder, on a TV show, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for the show.
But Urkel was in pretty good shape, though. He was in shape. He had muscles. You know what I'm saying? He was cut. That dude was cut. He was a nerdy, cut up dude. But I see what you're saying. Like suddenly he just became just huge, looking like Johnny Bravo up in this piece. Then it'd be weird. Yeah, it'd be weird. But I think that if Adele could do that, then she can do it too.
I agree.
For me, all I care about is as long as it's done in a healthy manner. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're not trying to die. You know what I'm saying? Just so you can lose a few pounds here and there. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I think. That's just what I think on that. But the actor, by the way, left turn, but the actor that played Boba Fett recently passed. I'm trying to find that story. It just disappeared on me. I just had it, and now it's gone. It's like Jeremy Bullock, I think. He has recently died. Hold on. Damn. I had it, now it's gone.
Oh, Star Wars. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Boba Fett of
Boba Fett. Jeremy Bullock.
Yeah, Bullock, yeah.
75 years old.
Terrible news. Yeah, I had the story. Now it's good. Like it totally disappeared on me. Damn. But terrible story. Terrible news. You know what I mean? Obviously, the show has the character has moved on to other people for this whole The Mandalorian show that's on
Netflix.
No, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yes.
So I know that show has moved. They're I'm sure, or they better do some sort of homage or tribute. Honor him, tribute of some sort here very, very soon for sure. But anyway, guys, that wraps up the show today. Unfortunately, this morning, I keep on saying yesterday. This morning was a really long one, and I'm sure we're gonna have a really interesting one tomorrow for sure. There's a video that I haven't gotten a chance to see. Somebody just mentioned it earlier about this is has to do with Joe Biden going off on a bunch of black leaders, and I haven't seen it yet. I personally have not seen it yet. So I'm sure we're going to be taking a look at that tomorrow morning as one of the things, because I just got requested that. They're like, why haven't you talked? It seems like you've been avoiding this one. I'm like, I'm not avoiding it. I just been kind of not looking at politics for a second. I just took a few days off. I took a day off. Damn. I took a day off of politics. Shoot. Debbie said, I never watched Star Wars. Oi.
Jalen said don't.
Jalen said don't. I don't know if she said don't to Debbie or she said don't go back to politics. Which is probably what she's saying. Don't go back to politics. Don't go back to politics. But I mean, we're going to have to do both somehow. You're fine, Pascal. It's me, not my it's me, not my offspring. Okay, good. Because last time when your offspring were on here, they were being very offensive. They were being mean. But Anyway, Zozo Bob just said, we don't care about Biden's past after Trump. You know what? That's true. There's really no point of like even caring anymore. You know what I mean? If Biden was caught with his pants down with a prostitute and a mound of cocaine as big as Scarface's finale, okay, we still wouldn't be surprised. We'd be like, okay, and we had Trump. You know what I'm saying? He banged a porn star. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the way, I just need to say this real quick. You know for a fact that as soon as he gets out of office, as soon as the inauguration happens and all that stuff, as soon as they step into that plane, Melania Trump is going to sit there and go, so you had sex with a porn star. Immediately. She's going to be like, I've been holding on to all this for 4 years. Couldn't talk about anything. So we're going to talk about it now before we get to the Trump Tower. You had sex with a porn star behind my back? Watch. I'm telling you.
It's over.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for divorce. The divorce is coming. The divorce is coming. It may not come within the first year, but it will happen. It will happen very soon. You know what I'm saying?
She went to her own suite in Trump Towers forever.
Yeah. Shoot, she may own Trump Tower.
Right.
Let's just be real. She might own it. God knows what that prenup they signed was. You know? But anyway. So anyway, we got to get going. I appreciate T for being on. Thank you so much. Huge shout out to DC for coming on, Darian Cockrell for coming on today. It was a really uplifting story. We all needed it. I needed it. I needed something uplifting. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. But tomorrow morning's another day. We're going to be on tomorrow morning. Talk about all kinds of crazy stuff that's going on. If you haven't done it yet, please go check out my pop-up video. Please comment down below and all that. I'd really, really appreciate it. Also, Debbie, I got your email, and I need to find out who this person is. I'm trying to look her up. The thing that you sent me was a little weird. So if you don't mind, send me another email with like maybe some links or something like that I could check her out. That'd be great. Apparently, there's a girl on YouTube that gets like ripped out of her mind. Drunk out of her mind and starts dropping the N-word and stuff on live streams, apparently. Yeah, she sounds like a special one, T. And we definitely need to look at this so we can roast the hell out of this little minion. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I'm reading in the chat.
Yeah, I'm reading that one too. I just read it now. But anyway, I will be on tomorrow morning, or we will be on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. By the way, real quick before I go, are you guys still getting blasted with snow up in Pittsburgh? Or in Philly? I'm sorry, in Philly. In Philly?
Yeah. No, it's done. It's just ice everywhere now and snow, but it's no more coming down.
So you're back to school tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be back into work tomorrow. Yep.
Yes. Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
But next week is our last week, for the break. So
word. Oh, and that week is going to be a really we're going to probably just do 2 shows, and that's it. Next week we'll probably do a Monday and Tuesday show, and Daddy's Eat. I'm taking the rest of that week off, baby, and I'm going to enjoy it. Do you understand? I'm going to enjoy the out of it.
And Christmas carols and puppies. I hear you.
And lots of Haitian rum. Lots of Haitian rum. You know what I mean?
Nice and toasty then.
Oh, I'm going to be nice and toasty. That's why I'm not going to live stream. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to chill and do not a damn thing. Unless something big pops off. Huh?
I can imagine. Like, we all should do like one quick half-an-hour virtual drinking party. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Christmas Eve. And it's coming with our drinks and just be going crazy for half an hour.
You know what? I'm cool. You know what? And then we can curse and do whatever the hell we want. I'm cool with that.
Drink everybody. Just do our thing.
You know what? I'm cool with that. Like, I'm cool with that. I will totally rock with that. You know what I'm saying? But I just need a few days of just nothing. Like I said, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm always doing a pop-up video or do this, the reaction then. Like, I'm really looking forward to a couple days where I'm not on my phone for 5, 10, 12 hours or streaming and just enjoy some peace and quiet. Unless something big pops off, then of course I have to do it. By the way, we need to talk tomorrow. We will be talking about, apparently there's some weird, crazy conspiracies going on about December 21st. A lot of people are saying that December 21st is going to be the end of the world. And we need to talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, again. Apparently they said that they looked at the Mayan calendar and they said, oh, we miscalculated.
Was 2012,
again.
Was that 2012?
They said 2012.
Dilemma.
Now they say it's actually, we did the math wrong. It's 2020. Do you realize they've been doing the math wrong like 15 times over? Wouldn't they have said back in 2012 when they said, oops, we did the math wrong? Why didn't they say, yes, 2020 on the 21st of December is when Ish is supposed to hit? But no. Watch nothing happen on the 21st nothing will happen on Monday. And we'll all sit there and go, okay. And then those scientists or whatever are going to go, we did the math wrong. Sorry. Seriously. It's so stupid. Yes. Jalen just said a part that's really, really true. They said, she said, it's when Jupiter, Saturn are in perfect alignment, and it's going to be like the first time since like the 1200s.
Yeah,
it's going to be
watch that.
Yeah, it's going to be like the first time in like since the 1200s that this happened, and also the Star of Bethlehem apparently is supposed to be, I think it's the Star of Bethlehem, something like that. That's supposed to be, that's supposed to happen Monday as well. So like a trifecta of all kinds of crazy stuff is supposed to happen on the same day. You remember they said that there was going to be a whole bunch of bad omens that were supposed to happen on the 14th of December. Did anything happen? No. So Y2K. Oh, the world's going to go to end. You know, when we change from 1999 to 2000, what the computers are going to do, there's going to be a blackout. There's not going to be any electricity. Ah! What happened? Not a damn thing. So
every time this happens, all the virgins have sex for the first time.
Really?
Really, every time.
We got to do it. Babe, we got
It's our last day on Earth. Drop them draws. It works every time.
It's like, come on, Simone, come on. I heard it feels like sticking your hand in a, I don't know. Sticking your hand in velvet and honey. Come on. Jeez. I'm just trying to get laid. You know what I'm saying? Oh, come on. Poor guys. If you have to use the end of the world to get laid, your game is so gone. Your game is so trash. God bless you. Those are the times when you want to have what are those guys? A hookup guru to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Remember that used to be a thing? Do you remember that used to be a thing? The pickup artists? Do you remember that, T?
I don't know. Like, what do you mean? Like on the streets, somebody come around and
No, the pickup artists. Like there's pickup artists. There were plenty. It was a thing like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like there were these guys that were known to be like the ultimate pickup artists. They could go to any girl and like get the phone number, take them out, maybe bop it bop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, like Hitch, Will Smith movie called Hitch, like that. Like
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a very watered down Disney-ish type thing. You know what I mean? But no, but a pickup artist. Yeah, Hitch was the guy who was trying to get everybody to hook up, to find the one, to find love. This guy, these guys were the ones who were like, here, I'm going to teach you how to talk to ladies. Like, I'm going to help you get laid. I'm going to help you get these numbers. I'm going to help you get that date, and I'm going to help you get laid. Here's how you get it done. Because apparently There's a lot of guys out there that have no earthly clue how to get laid. So there used to be that thing. It was a real thing. So the fact that some guy is going, honey, I just want to get, come on. It's the end of the world. Don't you want to go out in a bang? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, one die a virgin, right? Yeah.
You don't want to die a virgin. You know what I'm saying? So I'm done. Yes, Zozo Bob. It was the Kevin James movie too. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And Eva Mendes is in it. Oh, Eva Mendes.
She was hot. Oh my gosh.
Have mercy. She's the worst actor in the world, but man, is she great to look at.
She was sexy.
Oh, she's still gorgeous, but that's
that bathwater right there. You be like, hold on, you don't get it.
She's
it's a straw.
she is so great to look at, but what a terrible actress. Oh my word, she is terrible. But Robert Downey Jr. did do a movie called The Pickup Artist. You're absolutely right. Holy cow. That's a deep cut. But yes, but there were TV shows in like the 90s where everybody had the crazy Bieber hair. All the white dudes had this crazy weird Bieber swoop thing. You know what I'm saying? Like overly done, like frosted tips looking like NSYNC on crack. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of that in the 90s. Oh my God, the 90s sucked. But there were shows in like the late 90s and the early 2000s of guys trying to teach people. Like there were reality shows. They would pick guys who have no earthly clue what to do, and it would be a contest, like a game. It was like on MTV and stuff. You know, when MTV had TV shows that people actually watched. Shoot, do people even watch MTV anymore? Man, this show has gone like off the rails. But I'm just saying, when was the last time you actually watched something on MTV? Right now. I'm saying this year.
I watched The Real World years ago. That was popular. But that was like, had to be 10 years ago.
Yeah, man. You're not listening to me. Do you understand? You need to focus, bruh. Focus. I just asked the damn question. Teacher, focus.
Ready.
Don't get hit by the ruler. I'll hit you I'll crack this ruler over your knuckles real quick. Focus. No. I'm talking about like, real talk. I'm sorry, man. I'm just playing. But no, MTV, like this year. Have you ever watched that? Do people watch MTV? Does MTV even exist?
I don't have cable, so no, I don't watch it.
Crazy. Sorry. Nope. Left turn. Debbie just said, laughy face white guys. Yep. Sorry. They all had the Bieber cut. And it was like the scoopity-doo. The swoopity-doo. It was this. The hair was going off to the side like they just walked through a heavy industrial fan in their face, and everything just like is pressed and like done this way. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. I don't get it. And it just stays like that. It's like a helmet. I don't get it. The Bieber look. Yeah, I'm talking about when he was like, baby, baby, baby. Everybody had that haircut. White guys, I mean. Black guys can't do it. T could try it, but it would look weird.
Like Coolio or something, right?
Yeah, Coolio. You know, but you got Coolio is another conversation. You got the braids going on. You got those twists of braids.
Yeah, they dreads now.
Oh, okay.
Dread now.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people can pull it off, and some people can't. You can pull it off. Some people can't. See what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to pull it off when I had hair. Just saying, when I had hair.
I won't ask when, okay? I won't go that far back.
Okay. I miss my hair from time to time.
Don't forget the Pascal Chia Pet afro.
Oh man, you know what? Real talk. You know what? I need to do that, bro.
That'd be epic. I'll buy one.
Oh my God, a Chia Pet, the Pascal Show Chia Pet.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
That'd be dope. Actually, no, real talk. I would so be down for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would be down for that. But like when I was a kid, you know, I'm Haitian, so my parents were really traditional, and so I couldn't do hairstyles like you, like what you're wearing right now. I was not allowed to do that stuff.
Strict household, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And it sucks. You know what I mean? So,
Right, you know, mom probably had her flip flops or her sandals, but it smack you in the head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Broomstick, broomstick or something, right?
And then it comes back like a boomerang. You know what I'm saying? That shoe. I'm telling you. So I was not allowed to do any of that ish. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I would have.
Right. I mean, dreads are Caribbean. You know, you're Jamaica, Bob Marley. You're right. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, dreads are Caribbean, but the thing is the way that they were depicted growing up. It was, you know, my parents saw it was like inner city kids and stuff like that, and they didn't want they didn't want us to be like put in that category, if that makes any sense, you know?
It makes sense. Yeah. Rebel. You know, be a rebel or someone who's like out in the streets doing some gangster stuff. Yeah, gangster stuff, right?
Yeah. So Bob just said, like gangsta? Yes. Yeah. He wasn't down. They were not down for that. And also they thought like those type of hairstyles were more for the women. It wasn't a thing for boy. I don't know. Like they were like, I don't get it. I always wanted it really bad. Like Lawrence Tate, Minister Society. I wanted that so bad. That hairstyle, I wanted that so bad, and I couldn't get it. For the life of me, I wasn't allowed to.
Oh, dog.
Yeah, man. I wanted that hairstyle so bad. Nope, not a chance in hell. My parents were not having that life. You know what I'm saying? So that train passed, and then now I have no hair. In fact, I don't blame. I'm okay with it. I fully embrace this. I'm okay with it. I don't have to worry about stuff except make sure there's no lint in my head. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, wash my head. I'm good.
It's a good look. I mean, you have a head for it too. Some guys have a horrible head for a bald head. I'm like, yo, do something. Put a hat on.
Shoot, a hat.
Yeah.
Hair club for men. You know what I'm saying? I'm not only the CEO. I'm also a client. Whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? Put some seeds in there. Chia pet type stuff. Just do whatever you need to do to grow something.
Well, now they have the hair transplants now.
They do, but I heard those things don't work.
Well, LeBron James tried it out, and then he had it for like one season. His hair grew back, he had a hairline and everything. The following year, it fell out. So it worked for a while, though.
It worked for a second, but if you're not upkeeping it, and if you're not doing what you need to do, and he got monies. He got hella monies. So you don't think that somebody's like, constantly checking his, the male pattern baldness? And it's funny because it's there. You can't not miss his baldness going on. It's thin and hard. It's thin and so bad. Hard. And it's just like, bro, you make so much money, either just cut it off. Just be done with it. Just cut it down, man. Nobody's going to judge.
He's fighting for that hairline.
I had that moment. I had that moment too, where I was holding on for dear life. I was holding on for dear life. And then I realized, I'm like, damn, I'm spending a lot of money to keep this facade going. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like my barber just didn't want to lose that money. You see what I'm saying? So he's like, no, man, no, keep coming back. No, we maintaining, bruh. Brother, we maintaining. We maintaining this, man. No, we ain't. It was going bye-bye. So I just cut it all off. And I'm like, okay, that's what I look like. Bet. I'm cool with it. As soon as I saw LeBron, I was like, all right, I need to stop this.
They have guys now, like, buying this marker. It's on Amazon. You can buy a marker for your hairline now. You can fill in your whole hairline with a marker that has, like, dye in it. I'm like, man, it's getting desperate, guys.
Bro,
let it go.
Bro, it's bad. There's some guys I know that tattoo.
Oh, wow.
That tattoo it into, like, literally, like, it looks like they just got a crew cut, like a buzz cut, right? Mm-hmm. Like a Caesar, but a really low Caesar. And all you see is just, like, It's literally tattooed dots on their head that gives them a fake hairline, but it looks like they took them clippers and just cut it straight down to the skin.
Wow.
Right? And it looks real. I know a couple white guys that do this stuff. They look like brothers. Real talk. And this tattooed, their hairline is the whole thing, them edges and everything, tattooed in this piece, man. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Zozo Bob, thank you. He said, Pascal, you don't look bad with a bald head. Some can't pull it off. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I got a head like Bruce Willis. You know what I'm saying? He's a bald head that pulls it off. You feel me? He's got a bald head that pulls it off. And Jason Statham. And Terry Crews. That's it.
And The Rock.
And The Rock. And The Rock. And Mr. Clean. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. But anyway, you see, it's always hard to say goodbye. But I got to get going, guys. I appreciate all y'all sticking around, hanging out with us, all 8 of you that are still here listening to my bald stories, talking about hair. Oh, man. I'll say this, though, before I leave, T. You rock the hell out of that hair until you can't have that kind of hair no more. I'm telling you. Do every hairstyle that you can think of, any wild idea, just do it. And I will live vicariously through you, my brother. Okay?
Appreciate it.
And then
this is like a late 30s random thing I just did. So
yeah,
let's see where it goes.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm embracing it. I embrace it. I just go after we get done with the stream. I just go and take my bald head and lay it on a pillow and just cry myself to sleep. It's totally fine. You know what I mean? Look at old photos of me with hair, and I'm like, oh God, I remember that. I remember the waves. I had waves too. Shoot, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know, it's totally fine. But anyway, I gotta get going, guys. I love all you guys. Have a great, safe night. We'll be back on tomorrow morning. As always, I will be looking at that Biden video of him going off on black people, which is funny because I heard they don't say anything back. And I feel like they would have been like, the hell he just, like, I feel like somebody would have said something. And apparently they don't say anything at all. And that's kind of hilarious. So anyway, we got to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
For the holidays, don't cancel them. Prepare, STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare, STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have those little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.